Howdy, howdy, and how do you do? And welcome back to some Peglin Crucible 16 with the Spin Mentor with a tactical treat. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Your new year was fantastic because this video is actually coming out after the new year. I am currently recording this December 30th, 2024. So I'm in the past, you're the ones in the new year. You know what it's like in 2025. I do not know what it's like in 2025 as of right now. So you have something to brag about. Let me know in the comment section below how 2025 is. Because, like I said, I'm not there yet. But what brings me here today is the fact that I did the unimaginable. I got a Toyota Tacoma stuck. So I drive a 2020, not 20, who I wish. I drive a 2005 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport 4x4 4-liter V6 engine. Fantastic truck. It was the first truck I've ever owned, first vehicle I ever owned, and I still drive it to this day. It's my daily driver. It's the only thing I got, only thing I drive. My wife, I did buy her a Corolla, but that's because of her. It's her. She drives nice stuff. I drive what we have on hand. So I drive this fancy truck, but as of late, this fancy little truck of mine has been having a little bit of issues. It's been like having a hard time. It's very jolty, jerky, and the engine's riding very rough. So I haven't drove it since my wife and I have been traveling for the last year or so. I haven't drove it. Last 2 years. I haven't drove it for the last 2 years since my wife and I have been traveling. And we finally moved back, and I'm driving my truck again as a daily driver. And with that comes some issues with vehicles that haven't been driven for a year and a half. And so my truck, that's got 280,000 miles and a slowly dying head gasket leak, has caused me some issues. I go to fix it, or go put new fluids in it and everything, trying to diagnose the issue, and trying to essentially alleviate the issues and not have to worry about buying a new vehicle at the same time that we bought a house and whatnot, because that's a lot of money to go out at once, and I just don't want that. I want to keep my truck because my truck is free. I say free, I just have to pay taxes. I owe nothing on it. I've had it for so long. It's high mileage. I don't care about it being like driven. It's a farm truck. I grew up on a farm, so I used it as a farm truck. It's got dents. A cow ran into it at one point. So it's got some dents that I buffed out, like I pushed out. I took good care of this truck. The dents that are in it are showing because they were at joints and stuff, or it's all crinkly and you can't really fix that. So from afar, the truck doesn't look bad. Look up close, you'll see its beauty marks. I really wish this refresh would go somewhere great for us. Big refresh. Another refresh or a crit. Your one job as a electromagnet is to go towards crits or refreshes. I do like Chemical Ball Hazard. Applies poison slime to every 7 pegs. Targeted enemies. Takes 10 damage for each poison slime on the board after enemy movement. Which is great. Do I want to spread ourselves that thin? No. We're actually going to move on, go to the shop, and buy a possible relic or remove an orb. I love Refilibuster. I do love me some Refilibuster into an elite fight. I think you can take on an elite fight as long as it's not the one that drops down stuff. Thank you. A different elite fight, not the one that drops down stuff. No bomb. Good thing this tactical tree moves it, because that was, did you see the refresh was down here? What a terrible refresh spot. I don't want to be the one to say it, but this game was working against me at that point in time. Ooh, this will be big. Honestly, I thought it would be bigger than it was. 72. I mean, 2 HP. I don't know why I said 72. Does Filibuster hit all enemies? Oh, if we got that refresh there. Ah, Chef's Key is... No, don't shoot me. Why are we the way that we are? And you put the refresh right back there. Dang it. Well, we lost a lot of health here, but I think we're fine with losing that much health. We'll actually heal here whenever bombs are created in battle. Additional one. We'll just do that for now. We'll go for another elite fight. I don't know if we have what it takes to beat another elite fight, but... Well, we probably have what it takes now. That was fantastic. Big. Honestly, that was a very good elite fight for us. And a power glove to back it up. Ooh, the mole fight. I don't really like the mole fight with the changes that they did. But my truck, changed all the oil or all the fluids in it. Take it for a spin. My wife knew my truck was having some issues before I started working on it. I didn't really tell her the issues it was having because I didn't want to stress her out. I just told her I'm going to work on my truck for a bit. It wasn't running right. But all I said. I wasn't telling her that it was cutting out or anything like that, any of that nonsense, because that's just unnecessary stress for her that she does not need to experience at this time. Because like I said, we bought a house, a lot of money's like going in and out of the bank accounts. It's just a stressful time, you know? That was nice. Hard for this enemy unlocked. So, once I've replaced all the fluids, I took it out for a drive to try to get all the fluids going through it and try to really lube up the vehicle as best as I can. And on my drive, I was just exploring the neighborhood, just seeing, going down turns that I'd never really have gone down before, always curious about what's down there, and no real reason to actually look. And so there was one right turn that I never make, and I never really looked down it. So I was like, okay, let's turn right here. And there's a house right on the corner there. For whatever reason, I have no idea why, but the owner of the house that was on the corner decided to just be standing in their front yard at the same time as me cruising around the neighborhood. And I made that right turn right at that corner so confidently, only to find out it was the asphalt road stops and turns into a dirt road. But I made that turn so confidently, I did not. It was embarrassing if I. It was embarrassing if I did a U-turn right there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go find out what's at the end of this dirt road. Or go find out. I'm just going to drive down there, get out of sight, and just see. Explore a little bit that way. Since I'm already into it. TurboTax. Oh, Refilibuster, I do adore you. But you're going to come over, hit me and run. I don't... Either way, you would have hit and ran. There's no way of us fighting against that. You just got stronger. This is why I don't like the mole fight. right now because he just gets must circle every time and it's never ending. And look, we can't even get a good... He's gonna hit, run, take us out. Okay. Well, turns out it's been raining for the last week and a half. And so this dirt road turns into a mud road. We take this mud road, I take this mud road all the way up until it's like, I can hardly get around. I need to just turn around. I'm out of sight. I can just turn around. That owner probably went back inside. I don't have to worry about them seeing me making a fool of myself. And so I proceed to start doing a U-turn. I mean, start turning around. And in my turning around process, I start sliding and whatnot. And then I stop the car and I'm like, okay, I'm sliding too much. I need to kick it in four-wheel drive. So I stop the car, kick it on four-wheel drive. Never once had a hard time with a four-wheel drive kicking on or anything. But the little four-wheel drive light just constantly flashed. Remove all orbs. We'll remove all orbs for the Ouroboros. I don't know if the Ouroboros is what we necessarily need here, but we'll take it. So the four-wheel drive light is just flashing. It's not kicking in. That means it's not kicking in. No, no, no! Why must it do that to us? Just give us a hope and then take it away the next turn around. This, oh, it's on elite fight. Ooh, then we can get in a beautiful. Oh my gosh, maybe we just need a bomb build here. This needs to be a fight though. It needed to be a fight so that I could get money so I can remove the other Ouroboros. We're having a hard time here. This is going to be a very, very sketchy run, you know? There's no more shops, so we're stuck with having 50 million Ouroboroses. Ooh, that is actually... It's all good, except for the fact... Wait, oh, I duplicated all orbs. I got 2 Horriballs. I forgot the Horriball existed. But I kick it into four-wheel drive, it's just flashing. It's not kicking in. So I'm like, okay, it usually kicks in eventually, so I start accelerating. Stuck. I'm completely stuck. Where I decided to stop, the truck decided to sink in. It just sunk into that spot. And the front wheel is sunken in. Which, if you know about pickup trucks, they are all rear-wheel drive until you kick it into four-wheel drive. So it's a rear-wheel drive truck that its front wheel is stuck. So there's no power going to the front wheel because I can't kick it into four-wheel drive until... So since I wasn't kicking into four-wheel drive and it's stuck there, I'm like, okay, why is it not kicking into four-wheel drive? I know I was having some engine problems, but that shouldn't affect the it kicking into four-wheel drive. So I go to Google, look up why it's not kicking into four-wheel drive. Turns out it's because we're just gonna take out all these bombs. It's because the vehicle needs to move just a little bit in order for it to actually kick into four-wheel drive. It needs to move just a little bit for four-wheel drive to actually kick in. So, with my newfound knowledge and the fact that I'm completely stuck and it won't move at all, it's just spinning its wheels, it will not move. I am sitting there trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I tried shaking the car because some people on those Reddit pages said if you shake the car a little bit, it could kick in. So I'm sitting there in the driver's seat, shaking it. I'm getting out in the back, putting the car in neutral, just shoving it, rolling it, trying to roll it, rocking it and stuff, because both in front of it and behind it wasn't really anything to worry about. It was a fence but there was a lot of like shrubs and stuff in front of the fence, and it was thick enough to where it would stop my truck, and there was a little divot there too, so I would get my truck free of the hole that it was in, and hopefully roll it enough to where it would go into four-wheel drive. Why does it feel like we're getting blessed this run? Even though it's probably because it heard me complaining. I say blessed. We're gonna lose a lot of health here unless it hits that crit. Of course, you fell down the same crack. Oh. Now we're fine. We're not going to lose any more health in this fight, at least. I think we heal here. There's a shop here. I think we still want to hit the shop. Believe it or not, I think we still want to hit the shop and get rid of... We can't get rid of one of our Ouroboros. But we do have enough to survive. So my truck's stuck. I couldn't get it out. I've been gone for so long because I've been working on this. I was working on my truck. I took it for a drive. I drove around for a bit, and then I got stuck. I was working on getting unstuck. My wife calls me, asks where I am, and I then have to embarrassingly explain to her that I got stuck and how I got stuck and why I got stuck. And it's all because I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of that neighbor that I probably never see in my life again, and probably won't even remember or even care that I did a U-turn there. They probably wouldn't even care it. But no, I had to do a U-turn there because I was embarrassed that they saw me do that turn. So I tell my wife, hey, I'm stuck. She asks for me to send my location so that she can come to me. And so I send her my location, and she should be there relatively quick. But whenever I thought about it, I was thinking maybe she gets in the driver's seat, she drives as I'm like rocking it and pushing it. Maybe I can get her over that hump that's in front. Turns out, no, that's not the case. Well, I started actually thinking about it a little bit more critically. I'm like, there's no way I can rock it. She's not going to want to walk through this mud to get all the way to the truck. So I got to find a route. I got to find another way around this. I got to find another helper. A little helper bee, some might say. And so I called another friend that lives just a city over, who lives very close to us, like 5 minutes, 8 minutes or something like that. And so I called him. He was already on the road. He was right up the road. And so him and I were talking. As you know, I have this channel, and I can kind of ramble on at times. And so I ramble on to him. Him and I are just kind of chatting, talking about how I got stuck and blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have healed. I should have saved for that. I think I want relic, fight, mystery over fight. The mystery is what excites me, entices me. But then here's another fight, so I guess it doesn't matter. Either or, we don't need more fights. Ambidextrary is so strong for us. Oh, this isn't great. Oh, that was... Okay, now that was bad. So we were chatting. My phone's at 9%. Now, just like my 2005 Toyota Tacoma 4-liter V6 TRD Sport, just like that bad boy, 280,000 miles, my phone is a iPhone 8 Plus. Yes, a lot of people make fun of me for my 8 Plus, and I understand why. It is old, yes, but I also don't want to have to reset up everything for a new phone. And I like the button on it. I'm a boomer and like the button, I suppose. So there's gives and takes. But my phone, we're sitting there talking. Before we started talking, my phone was at 9%. So I didn't think much of it. Okay, 9%, blah, blah, blah. As we're talking, I look down, my phone's at 1%. And I tell him, hey, my phone's at 1%. And he said, shoot, boy, you better send me that location before your phone dies. I said, oh, yeah, you have no idea where I'm at. And he's never been to our new home, so he didn't know. He just knew roughly where we were at. So I send him my location. But I sent him my location, or I started to send him my location. As I'm trying to figure out how to send it to him, I finally get it figured out, and the moment I hit send, my wallpaper, which is my parents' old German Shepherd named Sophie, pops up, and my phone dies. My phone dies as I hit send, so I don't know if it actually went through or not. And I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, he's going to be heading towards the house. Healing doesn't matter here. It's the wall, isn't it? Yeah, it's the wall. Healing doesn't matter, so we're not going to waste the money on that. So I have no way to contact him. My wife doesn't really know where I'm at. She knows roughly where I'm at, but I know how she should be taking to get to me. So my thought process here now is, okay, what do I do? I can... That's so much damage. I can either stay here. My friend has no idea where to go, except he knows the address to my house, so he could probably go straight to my house. But that's the best case scenario, I suppose. And once he gets to my house, my wife's not even going to be there. She's going to be with me. So I decide, you know, I gotta just go. I gotta go home. So I decide to run home. I ran for the first time in a very long time. I say run. I jogged. I jogged all the way home. Are you worth it? I think you might be worth it. Worth an attempt here, at least. So I start jogging home. The longest I ran, and I felt like I wasn't prepared for me running to be that, like, miserable. That was only 200 something damage. Why is my Ouroboros a 1-3? Shouldn't have gotten the +1/+2? I don't know. I'm not going to question it any longer. Any longer than I have to. But you, sir, are probably worth picking up. Getting some pures is great. Okay, yeah, this is normal damage. We're just not going to be doing much damage here. We're definitely relying on our bombs. We need our bombs to definitely step up the game a little bit. Some slime wouldn't be bad, but we also don't care about the slime as much. We need to refresh bombs. We need the the bomb respawner one. The one that respawns bombs is what we need. So, on my run all the way home, I get to the stop sign at the end of the street that we live on, and I see my wife driving up to that stop sign. And I finally oh, thank the Lord, I don't have to run anymore, and I start walking across the street towards the car. She yields. She doesn't even stop at the stop sign. She yields and turns left. She turns the wrong way. Doesn't even see me, drives on. And I don't have a way to call her or anything, so I just watch her just drive away from me. It was so annoying. And there's nothing I could have done about it. I don't think we're going to reload much, but venturing's probably going to be good. Pebbles get +1/+2. We have 0 pebbles. Is there another shop? Yeah, there's another shop. Save up for that shop, probably. Want to hit this basic fight, yeah. We want to hit the basic fight and then go to an elite fight. So I watch her drive away. I'm like, how can I contact her? What is my technique to contact my wife here? And so I just continue to drive home. Maybe my idea is go home, charge my phone, and call her real quick. She's going to end up going to that dirt road, and then she's going to see my truck way off in the distance and start heading to it. So I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'd run all the way home. Once I got home, I remember, oh, we have a Ring doorbell camera. Let me just call that instead. I mean, let me ring the doorbell, she'll get notified on the doorbell. And so I rang the doorbell multiple times, told her, you just drove past me. And then I went inside to charge the phone. I was kind of waited at there for a while to see if she will say anything or see my message. Didn't say anything, or I assume she didn't see my message. So we carried away. We lost so much HP in that fight. So I went inside, charged my phone. There's the recombobulator. Oh, it's just listening to us. So I go in, charge my phone, and she gets home. And she is very annoyed with me because she has to work. She's out late trying to find me, help me, and then asks me what's going on. And I tell her exactly what has been up. We need to hit this. We need to heal here. This doesn't look like it's going to result into much healing. Okay, that was not much healing. This isn't a fight. I was kind of hoping for a fight for some healing. That's fine. Maybe we won't lose health here. Yeah, we should be fine here. That's a lot of bombs. So she comes home. She saw my message on the camera, which is grateful. She comes there. I charge my phone long enough to send a back to my buddy, and he shows up at the house. I tell my wife, you don't have to go. Him and I will just go and get my truck free. XYZ. You just go to bed, get ready for work. I know you gotta work in the morning, so you just worry about that. Don't worry about this. It's all fine. All fine and dandy. So that's what she does. Goes to bed, blah, blah, blah. Him and I, little did we know, our troubles were just beginning. Please don't lose a lot of health from red bombs here. You're gonna hit that refresh and hit more bombs. Ooh, nice. Oh my gosh, our health. We're dead. We're dead. We've lost. Oh my gosh, we only hit red bomb. We didn't hit any red bombs. Oh my goodness gracious. How do we beat this boss though? I think that's exactly this boss. Beautiful. Well, I'll finish the story then. Since we just beat Crucible 17 very easily, single-handedly, very, very easily. Aliens Rock targeted attacks hit all enemies. They just name it. What? Okay, now. That's a bit of a stretch here. They just name it literally Aliens Rock for his channel, but there's no play on it. Okay, well, there's no play on it. So our journey just began. It was a rough time. We get to the truck. We'll just play a basic spin inventor game. No, not a custom start. Basic spin inventor. There it is. And see if we can get the. See if we can get. What is it called? The special orb, whatever it is. But we go to my truck, see how stuck it is. He's got a Jeep Cherokee, so it's got all-wheel drive and everything. That's why I kind of called him. All-wheel drive would work better than someone else that's got a pickup truck with four-wheel drive, just because of how muddy it is there. They're not going to get grip. Even with a four-wheel drive, it will be a little bit harder. It would let them get out of the mud, but not necessarily help pull a car out of the mud. If that makes sense. So I needed someone that had all-wheel drive, a little bit more balanced weight ratio, and a balanced powertrain. So his was perfect, I thought. And he had a nice heavy-duty tow rope. We hook it to the front of my truck on its little hook. Hook it to his. Doesn't budge a bit. He's just sliding around. The truck doesn't budge. And so this is whenever I'm like, oh, okay, what do we do now? We were trying everything. Everything we were thinking of. We tried putting sticks behind the back wheels to help get more leverage. We tried digging out a little bit on the front end. With what we had no shovel, and I just bought a home. I don't own a shovel. This is about 10 o'clock at night, so everything on a Sunday. 10 o'clock on a Sunday, everything's closed, so I can't really go in and buy a shovel real quick. And so we're sitting there trying to think of everything. We're like, well, what if? Now this was our big brain idea. What if we get the jack that's in the back in his Cherokee, his Jeep, will get the jack up the front end, jack up that front side where the tire is stuck in the mud. We'll just jack it up out of the hole a little bit and get some stuff tucked up underneath. Is it a fight? No, it's a park. We'll just not upgrade. Don't need to worry about spending money. We'll jack it up, then we'll start shoving junk underneath to lift it up, give it a platform to roll out of that hole. And so we're like, yes, this is our best idea yet. It's going to work swimmingly. So, to our surprise, it actually worked pretty dang well. We lifted up, we got some jacks, we lifted up the wheel. It got lifted up, and what we used as a base was a couple logs that we found, little split logs that we found out in the woods, and I had some extra panels of flooring that I used. So the extra panels of flooring were used as a flat base, and then the logs were used as a stronger foundation base, because if we just used the flimsy flooring, it would be just bending and then sinking in, caving in the middle or into the ground. So we kind of got the best of both worlds. Sturdy log base with a flat flooring foundation. I guess a strong log foundation with a flooring base. So it was actually pretty good. Everything's going to plan. We're jacking it up. The wheel is coming up. And we're like, okay, this is perfect. Now let's go get our get something to put underneath it. The issue that we had was the stuff that we wanted to put underneath it were the logs that we used as the base for the jack, or the foundation for the jack. So we got to the point where we needed to figure out what to put under it. I went and found a rock to put under it. The rock couldn't fit quite right in it, and my buddy, he found a stick, a big log stick, and we said, let's try the stick first because it will be fine. And we heard it creaking. It was like creaking underneath. The truck was. And so we're like, we gotta hurry up and get something under it. And so my buddy starts putting that stick underneath it. And as soon as that stick touched the wheel, it just collapsed. The wheel went right back down. It fell off the jack. We looked to see if we can just reposition the jack, and it turns out that jack got crushed. I guess it was at a binded. It got binded a little bit, and it just folded in half because of how it was sitting. So his jack was toast. That plan is now out of the water. He no longer has a jack, so today I had to buy a OEM Jeep. He told me don't worry about it, but you can't drive around without a jack. And so I went ahead and ordered him a OEM Jeep Cherokee jack. I think we're better off going this way to see if we can get that orb pieces. And since we have no more jack, and that seemed like our most promising technique to actually get it out was jacking it up. Our next technique was a strategy that he heard of before, where you use strap downs or tie downs, and you essentially tie a stick to it or something to it, and then wrap the tie down around your wheels, one of your wheel. And so as the wheel spins, it will grab with that, kind of give it some grip. And so we're like, oh, we'll try that. I got tie downs. We'll try that technique. And we attempted the technique, but we couldn't get the strap underneath the wheel. We couldn't. We ruined our jack, so we couldn't really jack up the wheel, get the tie down under it. And we're a little afraid the car was going to fall on us at this point. So we're trying to play a little safer than before, because we saw the vehicle actively falling at one point. So we try for that strategy, no avail. We could not get that tie down, that strap to go underneath that wheel, or any of my wheels, any four wheels. Well, any of the two back wheels, because the front wheels we couldn't do it to because there's no power going to the front wheels since I couldn't get into four-wheel drive. So we tried it with both back wheels, could not get it, and so we're sitting there trying to figure out what to do. We were looking at everything we had at our disposal. We had his bent up jack. We had an ice scraper that I had in the car. We had a helmet, because at the local dump you have to wear a helmet. So I own a helmet for if I ever need to go to the dump. Remodeling a home, you have to go to the dump quite a bit to dump stuff, dump trash. And so I had that and some safety vests, like those fluorescent vests, traffic vests and stuff, because you have to wear that at the dump as well. I can't believe we almost died here. That's the same one we got, isn't it? We got the same slime sect orb. We'll just upgrade you on with our lives. Maybe you give us one. One of our... Do you think it gave us one? So our strategies were running thin, or ideas were running thin. And that's whenever I was looking around, seeing what we had, and every jack needs some kind of like pry bar or some tool to essentially jack it up whenever the weight of the car is actually on the jack, because you can't do it by hand all the time because it's too heavy. The car, you're essentially lifting the car, so the jack does the lifting for you. So his had a little pry bar thing with it, and I thought, you know, instead of trying to shovel stuff with a ice scraper, a plastic ice scraper that was doing hardly anything to this, like, it was roots, it was all kinds of junk that we're digging through. And so I was like, we don't need this anymore. You're not going to use it for anything because he has no jack for it. I use that metal thing to dig out the back tires to see if I can get a rock shoved in between the tires or something. Trying to figure out something. So I did the back tires, dug out a little hole, buried a rock underneath there. I was like, this should work. No grip. Just this smelt of rubber because it was doing so much. It was just rubbing my tires. My tires were just rubbing against it versus actually gripping anything, because my tires, all the tread of my tires were filled with mud. So there wasn't anything to actually grip the rock. And so we're at a stalemate. Then I thought, you know what? We got this metal thing. It's not going to be useful for anything else. What if I just try digging out that front wheel? Just start digging and digging and digging. So we sat there for about, well, he sat there with a light and I sat there just digging at the front wheel. Just trying to dig out some of that dirt in front of it. Just working so hard to get it out. And eventually, with all my hard work of digging, probably an hour's worth of digging, I'm like, this is the best we can do. I can continue to dig, but this is like our best shot at getting this car out. So I get in my truck, I start driving, trying to get it to go, still spinning the wheels, doing nothing. And so then we're like, maybe we just hook up your car and see if maybe your Jeep has what it takes now to get us out. Because there's no more lip. There wasn't a lip for us to worry about. It was solely just, we only had to worry about getting enough traction to actually roll out of there. And so we strap it back onto his car, and he tries pulling. I have it in neutral at this time, just to see if it'll pull out without me like spinning my wheels anymore, or digging deeper. Essentially, every time I spin my wheels, I dig a little deeper on the back end. The front end's just sitting in that hole, but I dug out that hole as best I can. And so I tried kicking in neutral and have him pull me out. He starts pulling, no avail. Spins out again. And so I'm like, okay, let's try it with me and drive. And we're going to try to go for it. And the moment it goes, I put it into drive, and he starts pulling me, and I go. As soon as we moved just an inch, it felt like just an inch, it kicks into four-wheel drive. It kicked into four-wheel drive, and I was able to drive out of it. It took that much time to set us free here. And so at the time we started this whole ordeal, I told him I'll buy him, like, we'll get dinner or something, because I hadn't eaten. He hadn't eaten. I think I got stuck at like 7 o'clock or so. And now it's like 11 to midnight, something like that. And so there was no way no restaurants were still open at 11 o'clock on a Sunday. So we went home, covered in mud. My truck had to sit outside all night because it's just covered in mud. And I didn't want that in the garage. It was a good old time. I feel like I prolonged that story a lot more than I needed to prolong it. So I apologize for that aspects of it. But I was just so... My wife was annoyed. Now I just gotta hope my truck starts tomorrow or today. I haven't drove my truck yet. I gotta hope it starts, and when it starts, it doesn't have a hard time idling and everything. Hopefully the everything's running good on it again. It just needed some fresh liquids is my hope. I really hope that's what it needed, but you know, who knows? Who knows how bad it really is? And I really don't want a new, like, have to buy a new vehicle because I love my truck so much. But at what point is it cost effective? Like, where does the cost effectiveness disappear? We'll just start triggering some bombs here. Oh, you like explode over time. That's pretty cool. Oh, the bob orb is a lot more unique than it used to be. Which the bob orb was very cool and everything in its retrospect, but it wasn't that cool, you know? I'm hoping to get to a shop to spend some of our money, spend Fection, just Fection's fine. Perfect. I want to get to that shop so we can get another piece of our orb that we're needing. I think we still need 3 pieces of it, which is very annoying. None. All these choices and not a 1. We'll actually remove you. That works. Hopefully we can find enough. Because imagine we beat a Crucible level and we unlock the one of the only few, what is it? The only few achievements that I need. And then I have 100% of the, well, I have 100% of the game, I suppose I still need to beat the game. Because I don't think I, by definition, have beat the game. I think I wasted money on that because we're fighting the wall. I don't know if we're doing enough damage to fight the wall. What's this relic again? Bottom slots gain multipliers that double or halve your shot damage. Yeah, I didn't want that. I did not want that. Might as well just throw you out there. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown you out there. Now we gotta land in this 2 times. Beautiful. Now you are useless to hit the 2 times. 1 time's fine. Beautiful work. And there's another upgrade. Not necessarily great. I'll skip you. I don't care about any of those. Any of those boss relics. A 612, eh? Getting 0.5'd. That works for me. Nothing there. We'll go to the shop. This is going to be a long video, unnecessarily long since we beat it so quick, but I wanted to I wanted to at least share with you the story, the full context of the story. I didn't really plan out the story that much, so it was a little bit longer than it needed to be, I think. I got rid of half our orbs, and I got so lucky we didn't lose our... Got so lucky we did not lose our, a symbol. And then the bob orb just kind of sucks. We'll just buy again. We'll continue to the left, please. Ah, you're supposed to hit. Why is that doing no damage to that? It was doing no damage. No, not even a single one. Guess we'll get bomb upgrades. Get you upgrades. Get you upgrades. Don't have a way to make slime. Actually, we do have a way to make slime. Never mind. We have a symbol. I don't know where my brain was just then. Checked out fully. I assume we can get a symbol pieces from shops. I think. We're gonna start with you in hopes that you got one bomb hit. No. No. One. Because what we need to do is find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. I think I remove an orb. We'll just remove you. I know my pebble's the strongest orb we got. We had suffered the sling. That's unfortunate. But we gotta go for this. League fight now. We have so many that we need to get left. We're not gonna get it. We're not gonna get it. Actually, we just need one more, don't we? One more symbol. Enter the terror, please. No! More slime is great for us, but we need one more piece. Brace yourself, attempt to dodge. Attempt to dodge. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is the fight, this is the one. You don't need to hit a red bomb or anything. We should be good. Beautiful. No. Ooh. Kind of intrigued about that one. I am quite intrigued. I kind of like the Swoltorb here, because that was a strong Swoltorb. That was a very strong Swoltorb. Please, fight, fight. Oh, no, no! Now it's a very weak Swoltorb. I don't know if that was the right choice there. Well, we did not get it this time, and we're not going to get it, so... And I can't see what's what. We're going to just superpower this side. I think that bomb's actually probably bad. Refreshes are over here. And a 2 times. We have a lot of damage to do though. I think that's 2 times. Yeah, 2 times. A refresh. No, you're supposed to suck it down and through the... Ooh, a 2 time again. Ooh, a 2 time. I mean, we're getting pretty lucky here. Oh, you just come over here and grab this 2 times? Oh, a half, 50%. Of course you fall down that path. Stop doing that. Stop bouncing like that, please. Okay, fine. You think you're going to scare me with these feelings of betrayal? Oh, of course you went right down here, but that's it. GG. No re. We didn't get what we wanted to get. That's unfortunate. Bad day. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Sorry for a long video. It is what it is. Thank you. Goodbye.